Right, welcome to another video. So in this video now will be looking at the service profiles now. Now within the service profiles you do have the SNMP, syslog, email, HTTP, NetFlow, Radius, TCAS+, LDAP, Kerberos, ML, multi-factor authentication. Now again, these are the same thing. There is nothing new in that one. So whenever you go for the SNMP, then you will have a different kinds of option which you can provide the SNMP details over there. If you have the syslog server, again the syslog server it will ask you for the syslog server IP address and it will ask you for the some other options. Similar with the email, NetFlow, Radius, TCAS+. So it's basically just like for each and every different protocols you want to create a profile, then you can create a profile. And at last, so basically, what we can conclude is that you are just providing some information to the Palo Alto. Where is the SNMP, which trap you have to send for syslog, which details you have to send it to syslog. If you have the email server, where is the email server, on which port you are listening to. If you have a Radius server, you will be configuring, giving the information of the Radius server, and you will also give the information of the port numbers. If you have the Active Directory, then you will go and create the LDAP profile, which will ask you for the server IP address and it will ask you for the port number. If you are using SSL uh, certificate, yes or no, then the port number changes if you are using the certificate. So let's go to the management PC now. So in the device, I should have a server profile. So click on SNMP and click on add. And you can give a name, version 2C or 3. Click on add, provide the host name, give a name, who is the SNMP manager, what is the community string. You provide those information. So once you provide those information, it will on the SNMP you are able to get those details. On the syslog, click on add, you give the name. You see that add give a name, syslog server, which port number it is going to listen on, and which logs you want to send it to the syslog server. So by default, all of them have been setting. So if you want to change it, so I think we are not able to change it. So by default, it is sending all of those information logs to the syslog server. And again, email. So again, for the email, so we are giving the email details because we want the notification via the email. So name, email address, email to be displayed from and to. So when we have the logs coming in, if anything has been alerted, if you want to get the notification via email, this is where you will fill up all the details. So again, you will give a from address to address, you give your SMTP server address, additional recipients who wants to be added, unauthenticated SMTP or SMTP over TLS. Depending upon that, you will provide more details. So if you have an idea about how the email works, then that's how you can configure and you can get the notification from the Palo Alto. Now coming to the Radius, again, if you have a Radius server, you can provide the Radius details over here, which type of authentication you want to go with the, and also you can provide the Radius name, just give it a name, but you do provide the Radius IP address, and also you provide the secret key because that is what it will use to authenticate with the Radius server, and port number is 1812 that will be required for the authentication and the authorization, and for the accounting the port number will be 1813. So you just keep it as a default, and now you see that it is asking for the certificate profile. So we did not create any certificate profile, but you define certain roles in the certificate profiles and you will select that profile. Okay, so now LDAP server. So if you want to add your Active Directory, so if you see that in my topology, I do have an Active Directory which is hosted on my domain controller. So I can give by name saying that Active Directory AD, and here I will click on add, and here I will give the IP address 20.1.1.2 LDAP server. Oh, sorry, this should be the name. So I will say that active let me let directory, and the server IP address will be 20.1.1.2. Since I am not using any encryption, so the port number will be 389. Next, the type will be Active Directory. Base DN will be, I will select CN equal to sysable, commas, otherwise I will say DC equal to sysable, comma DC equal to com, comma DC equal to AU. So basically I'm not giving any common name. That means I'm not giving any specific group or something. I'm including all of my Active Directory by giving my bind DN as DC equal to sysable, DC equal to DC equal to com, and DC equal to AU. Password will be the one which we use to authenticate with the Active Directory. You see that required SSL or TLS. We do not require this because that Active Directory is not been secured. So base DN, there is nothing in here. Yep, there is none. And that should be all good. We gave the address, we gave the password, we provided the bind DN, we provided the type, and click on OK. That should add your Active Directory. And again, this will be utilized when we discuss about the user ID. That's where we will go ahead in detail about this. Again, the Kerberos SAML is like a single sign-on provider, multi-factor authentication. Click on add and you can provide the multi-factor authentication vendor, and according to that vendor you can set your attributes and values. You can profile your certificate profile over here, give a name, and according to the vendor the attributes will be changing over here. Okay, so in order to connect we have to provide the API host, integrated key, secret key, and all those details. Right, so these were the server profiles, but again you see that we don't have any option to create a group of these server profiles. So because all of these are the services which are individually. I hope this was informative for you, and thank you.